Hello students, good morning. I welcome you all to the online lecture of our class 6 science. In the last lecture, we have completed activity number 2. We have started the topic 11.2. What exactly are shadows? In that we have completed activity 2. So in the end of activity, we have one question that for obtaining a shadow, we only need light or not? We need anything else or not? So let's see that with the activity number 3. This is an activity that you will have to do in the dark. So first criteria is you have to do this activity into dark. In the evening, go out on the open ground with few friends. Take a torch and a large sheet of cardboard with you. Hold the torch close to the ground and shine it upward so it light falls on the your friend face. Okay, from the downward side you have to turn on your torch in such a way, in such a direction that the light of the torch can be go up to your friend face, or the light falls on your friend face. You now have a source of light that is falling on an opaque object. What do we mean by opaque object? The object which does not allow light to pass through it. If there were no trees, building, or any other object behind your friend, would you see the shadow of your friend head? No, this doesn't mean there is no shadow. After all, the light from the torch is not able to pass through the body to the other side. So it must be the shadow, but we are not able to see right now. So what we have to do? Now ask another friend to hold the cardboard sheet behind your friend. Is the shadow now seen on the cardboard as shown in figure 11.3? Yes, now it can be visible. So thus the shadow can be only seen on the screen. The ground, walls of the room, a building or other such surfaces act as a screen for the shadow you observe in everyday life. So for getting a shadow, we need a source of light and a source of screen on which the shadow can be formed. Shadows give us an information about shapes of object. Sometimes shadows can be mislead us about the shape of the object. For example, in figure 11.4 are a few shadows that we can create with your hand and make believe that they are the shadow of different animals. Yes, we have seen this type of activity. So moving to activity number 4. Place a chair in a school ground on a sunny day. What you have to do? You have to place a chair on a sunny day in the school ground. What do you observe from the shadow of the chair? Does the shadow give an accurate picture of the shape of the chair? No. If the chair is turned around a little, how does the shadow of the shadow changes? Take a thin notebook and look at its shadow. Then take a rectangular box and look at its shadow. Do the shadow of seems to have similar shape? Take flowers or other objects of different colors and look at their shadows. A red rose or a yellow rose, for instance, but the shadow you will get is all of the black color. Do the shadow look different in color when the color of the object are different? So here we have many questions. Take a long box and look at the shadow on the ground. When you move the box around, you may see that the size of the shadow changes. When is the shadow of the box the shortest? When the long side of the box is pointed toward the sun, or when the short side is pointed toward the sun. Let us use this long box to prepare a simple camera. So from activity number 3, we will move to 11.3 topic, a pinhole camera. Now, you might think that we need a lot of stuff to make a camera. Not really. If we just wish to make a simple pinhole camera, we can do by this activity number 5. So what you have to do? Take two boxes of cardboard such that one can slide into another with no gap in between. What you have to do, you have to take two boxes of such a size that one can slide into the another with no gap inside it. On the opposite face of a larger box, make a small hole in the middle as shown in figure 11.5a. So in the first box of the larger box, what you have to do, you have to just pin a hole as shown in figure. In a smaller box, cut out from the middle a square with a side of about 5 to 6 centimeter. So here in the smaller box you can see a side of 5 to 6 centimeter square is been cut. Okay. Cover this open square in the box with a tracing paper. Slide the smaller box inside the larger one with the hole in such a way that the side with the tracing paper is inside. Okay, as shown in figure C in this way. Your pinhole camera is ready to use. Oh, that was so much easy. Holding the pinhole camera, look through the open face of the smaller box. You should use a piece of black cloth to cover your head and the pinhole camera. Now try to look at some of the distant object like a tree or a building through the pinhole camera. Make sure that the object you wish to look at through your pinhole are in bright sunshine. Move the smaller box forward or backward till you get a picture on the tracing paper pasted at the other end. Are this pinhole image different from the shadow? For this, what you have to do, you have to do this activity. So in today's homework, you have to do this activity. Look through your pinhole camera at the vehicles and people moving on the road in the bright sunlight. Do the picture seen in the camera shows the color of the object on the other side? Are the image erect or upside down? Let us now image the sun. With our pinhole camera, we need a slightly different setup for this. We just need a large sheet of cardboard with a small pinhole in the middle. Hold the sheet up in the sun and let its shadow fall on the clear area. Do you see a small circular image of the sun in the middle of the shadow of the cardboard sheet? Yes. Look at these pinhole images of the sun when an eclipse is visible from your location. Adjust your pinhole and the screen to get a clear image before the eclipse is to be occur. Look at the image as a part of eclipse begins. You will notice a part of the image of the sun gradually become darker as the eclipse starts. So here we end our today's lecture. From the next lecture, we will start from never ever look directly at the sun. Thank you.